I'm back again. Let's see if I can pick up where I left off. So instead of having these decorative bands which I punched with this wonderful tool called a crocodile, you could actually just put a belly band or something just to push this down, because otherwise, I mean, this one isn't going to stay down on its own now, is it? So it needs something to pull it down. And if you are careful with the folds, well, I suppose you could actually manage having all those punch outs at the right place, so you can actually make a belly band or something all across this card. I didn't succeed with that one. That was my first attempt actually, so perhaps you'd better take care of how you punch out those things, or actually how you score those diagonals. Perhaps I went wrong there. And of course that's a nice way to just put a belly band here and perhaps put a decorative stamp or something in order to have the person who gets this card take the belly band away and then just let the card unfold itself on its own. And then it's going to be really lovely. So let's see if I can explain to you what I'm talking about really. And after having mastered all of those folds, then you have to start decorating the card with triangles. So you're going to cut squares, different sizes of course, and you're going to cut them several times in order to make those triangles work here. So this is quite funny looking card, and you can get rid of a whole lot of paper, if you know what I mean. It's nice actually. So I think it's quite nice a card, and I'm sure you can make different kinds of closing mechanisms for this one if you just feel up to it, if you were up to it. And as you can see, I have tried to make sure that you actually can see the different sort of layers that are going on here. You have something beige under the cardstock or the card base itself, and then I just put some red dotted paper there and just another piece of paper there, just to make it look alive. I mean, if you just keep it within the same color scheme, I suppose you could do that as well, but I think it's a shame really, because I just want to see all those fantastic papers that I've used. So if I'm to give you some of the measurements for those squares, well, you could go for something like... I'm just going to give you the measurements, and then you can decide on yourself how many of them you need. 3 1/4 times 3 1/4, and then there's another one, 2 3/4 times 2 3/4. So I mean, I think those are the two measurements that you actually could make use of. And as for the inside paper here, I mean, the inside is 6 inches square, so I just went a little bit smaller than 6 inches. And I matted the yellow piece twice, so just went a little bit bigger each time. And I also used that deco shell edge there. And this time I actually used the 5 inches times 5 inches square there. And just punched away. So be sure, if you are going to make smaller cards, just try to think about how you can divide all these measurements. I mean, if you've got 6 inches, I mean 12 inches, and you are going to end up with a card like this, well, you just divide it by 2, and then just divide number 6 twice again, and then you have the 3 scored line there, and the 3 from the other side, so to speak. So you'll end up with this 6 by 6 inch square. If you want to go for something smaller, well, you could go for something like 8 inches, and 8 divided by 2 is 4, of course, and if you divide that by 2 once more, it's 2. So I have scored at 2 and 6 on both sides, and I just did this the same way around. So I'm hoping I'm not making you feel more confused than ever, and please try to make this card. It's quite fun actually, and let me know what you have ended up with. I would love to see your creations. Actually found this card on a Swedish blog called Pysseltagen, and they refer to another web page. It's a web magazine actually called Stamp Arctic, I think it's called. So it's quite nice to find that we do some nice stuff here in the northern countries as well. So if you've got the chance of looking up stampartic.se, I'm sure you can find some lovely things there. I'm signing off right now. Bye bye.